Floodwaters are beginning to recede in some areas hit early on by severe flooding. Today, Q2's Jackie Coffin took a tour of flood damage in Cooke City and Silvergate up by the east entrance of Yellowstone National Park.
Flood like this doesn't happen in Yellowstone, at least not in our lifetime.
Evacuation efforts still underway after historic flooding ripped apart roads and destroyed bridges in the Yellowstone region. Here you can see a home collapsing into a raging river, floodwaters eating away at the riverbank and sparking catastrophic mudslides.
For areas like Gardner and Cooke City, hope is that the roads can be fixed to save Yellowstone season as well as the towns. The flooding was detrimental to many towns across south-central Montana, redirecting rivers, taking out bridges, and leaving communities stranded. Both Montana and Wyoming have come together to get the north and northeast entrances of our beloved Yellowstone National Park back up and running. Yellowstone National Park Superintendent Cameron Shawley and others gathered for a meeting in Cooke City to remind the community that Yellowstone has not forgotten them.
Safe to say that it's going to be an extended period of time. The northern end will be closed.
Officials say some 10,000 visitors were evacuated from Yellowstone.
Really no time to really do anything.
Is that the video that we see of the bulldozer helping people get out?
Yeah, that video is people desperately trying to get out of Silvergate because the northeast entrance, once you go past the northeast entrance and Lamar Valley, the water was already up over that road. So the only way out was to go back up through Cooke City, up through the mountain, to go up Chief Joseph. Hopefully all the bridges were intact up there. And you go up to about 9,000 feet, and then you drop back down into Cody, Wyoming. And so if you were in your car and you were on the other side of Soda Butte Creek, you were able to drive there. But that piece of heavy equipment was actually blocking some of the landslide debris and some of the water that was crossing the road so people could get out. It was, it was pretty hectic there for a minute. And I'd lie to you if people weren't in panic mode there for a second.
Hey, I just got your message about Park County Sheriff is evacuating Cooke City. You only have an hour, you said, on your message. I'm like an hour and a half away. So are you in Cooke City? Please give me a call back if you get this, or if you can get this. We are not going to get back up there in time, so we have to have someone get the dogs, if that's the case. And I will call Park County and try to get some more factual information on that, but if you have a sheriff in town telling everybody to get out, that's not good. So let me make some phone calls, and I will give you a call back. Don't panic. We'll get up there, and we'll do the best we can. Okay, love you. Bye. Hey, just to let you know, I just got off the phone with the Public Works Department in Park County, and I believe one of the commissioners, they have no idea about the evacuation, none whatsoever.
Immediately, the entire park is closed due to substantial flooding, rock slides, and mudslides on roadways from recent unprecedented amounts of rainfall and flooding. No inbound visitor traffic will be allowed into the park until conditions stabilize and the park can assess damage to roads and bridges and other facilities.
Emergency episode of Long Long Honeymoon about Yellowstone, specifically the historic unprecedented flooding that has happened in Yellowstone just this week.
Instantly just kind of thought about everybody who was involved in the floods, of course, all the people that live in those towns, the visitors whose trips were affected. I'll talk about this a little bit later, but the first thought that went through my mind was the people that live in Cooke City, a little tiny town.
The fact was, Cooke City wasn't closed at all. Social media, all the RV YouTubers, they got it completely wrong. Cooke City was not closed. It was open for business. Even a month after the flood, the northeast entrance opened to bicycle traffic and walking traffic. Cooke City is a tough town, which is why Ariane and I moved here temporarily. We don't know how long we're going to stay, but we loved its tenacity. So our first day driving through West Yellowstone, pulling the Airstream, was spectacular. I mean, I don't think we had ever witnessed or been absorbed by that much beauty driving through the park. It was almost a 2.5 hour drive from the west entrance of Yellowstone to Cooke City, Montana. And 7 o'clock in the morning, it was absolutely beautiful. Towing the Airstream through all the geysers, witnessing all the wildlife, and just seeing its pure beauty. We were just in awe right away and fell in love with it right away. We knew that we had found a place that we wanted to live, and we didn't really know how long that was going to be, but we wanted to experience every single thing that Yellowstone National Park and the greater Yellowstone area had to offer. We were ready to explore every nook and cranny of Yellowstone National Park and really beyond. It was a beautiful drive. There was hardly anybody on the road that morning, and our very first day in Yellowstone was epic. However, we did know that there was a lot of smoke in the sky, and that summer there were a ton of wildfires all over. We arrived in Cooke City on June 10th, 2021, in this tiny little remote, and it was remote, town in the Beartooth Mountains. Quite frankly, we were really impressed it was as big as it was, but really, it's only about a quarter mile long. But it had a lot to offer. A lot of people were in town that summer day, and instantly we fell in love with Cooke City. The funny thing is, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what Cooke City is like, population 72 people in the middle of a national forest. 4 miles behind me is the northeast gate to Yellowstone National Park, and a little bit of information on how Ariane and I are managing staying here for 3 months, working, RVing, and just getting to know the people in a very small town. So this is where Ariane has been working while we are living in Cooke City. I'll kind of show you where she's at and stop in and say hello at the Yellowstone Trading Post in Cooke City, Montana. Let's go surprise her. Well, hello there.
Oh my God. Well, hi, sir. How are you?
We are good. How are you?
I'm merchandising lollipops. Let me help these customers. How are you guys?
Good. You don't have any shorts, men's shorts.
No, we don't. No. I'm not sure you're gonna find them in this town, though. Okay. Yeah.
So we originally promised full hookups, which we did get, except we didn't know our water line was going to have to be 50 feet long. Our hose line was going to be 50 feet long, and we had to cut the grass because the grass was about 6 feet high when we first pulled in. But we were here. We were lucky to have a free spot and free hookups, so that was really cool. It would have been really nice if they would have known we were coming. And of course, our very first day, we went into the park, and we had a cinnamon bear walk right up to the van and greet us and say, hello. So YouTube meet Limpy the Coyote, Limpy the Coyote meet YouTube. When we saw Limpy in Yellowstone, we always knew that everything was okay. Limpy actually even has his own blog post, so he's quite the celebrity in Yellowstone. Limpy was always very cool to see. Sledding in the mountains.
Fun?
Woo! That summer, we really fell in love with Cooke City. I mean, it was just our vibe. It was off-grid-ish, 2 hours away from any kind of amenities or grocery stores, or, in my case, auto mechanics.
All right, Scott, how are you feeling right now?
Feeling pretty good. You know, when your gear shift breaks and you can still manage to put the car in drive, I call that a good day. So as fall approached, we had some really big decisions to make. Fall in Cooke City, in Yellowstone area, is absolutely beautiful, and I'm not really sure we were ready to leave. So slowly, methodically, and with careful planning, we decided that maybe we were going to stay through the winter. And that was a really tough decision for us because that was not in the plan whatsoever. But we were having such a good time, and it was just absolutely so beautiful that we thought maybe we might just be able to pull it off. Of course, our neighborhood friendly bison wasn't all that happy after it kept on tripping over our water hose all the time. So we knew it was time that we were going to have to make a change. So just like that, Ariane became the general manager of the Yellowstone Trading Post, which meant that we had secure housing for the winter. We were going to park the Airstream in the garage and call it a day. Of course, what we didn't know was the mobile home that we were going to live in was about 45 years old and needed a ton of work if we were going to live there in the winter. So I spent the whole month of October and November renovating a 45-year-old trailer.
Tell me
So today's high is about 23 degrees. It's overcast, and tonight's low is supposed to be 7. And so we're desperately trying to keep our water lines from freezing. And hey, what's up? And the toilet line, or the water line going in the toilet, that's already frozen. We're trying to get that thawed out today, but you know, it's hard to believe that there are people here in Cooke City, Montana, living full-time in an RV. Hell, I think it's a little rough living in a mobile home. It's our wood-burning stove, the Blaze King. The funny thing is, this is way too hot to even touch right here, but this is a 8-inch flue pipe. I saw this in Cottonwood, Arizona in an antique store for $450, and we're using it. So this is where our Airstream was parked last summer. I'm walking down the alley where our Airstream was. I'm going to show you that this is this is where our Airstream was technically parked, while it was parked last summer. Airstream was right here. You doing your chores?
Yeah.
Are you doing your snow chores?
Always. Always.
How many times have you done that this year?
Oh, I don't know. Daily. Every other day.
I mean, would you stay in an RV or mobile home when it's minus 20 degrees, 26 degrees, minus 15 nightly? For a few months. This is considered right now warmer weather. Even though we got about 4 inches of snow today, this is it's actually pretty nice outside, and I'm gonna enjoy spring in Montana as much as I can. And I'm definitely gonna rent one of these bad boys behind me and take them out for a spin as soon as I can. Spring in Montana is the best, especially around Yellowstone, where everything just starts coming to life, specifically grizzly bear. So May, June is really the best time. There's still snow up here sometimes. That's the best time. Bears come out usually in the beginning of March. And even though Cooke City still gets a lot of snow, Lamar Valley in Yellowstone is absolutely just beautiful. I bought an old 1989 Ford Lariat that's got 4-wheel drive, so I could drive around Cooke City in the wintertime. Otherwise, I would have never been able to go anywhere. I bought that little truck for about $2,500, and it did exactly what it needed to do. I also took a job for the county, and they needed someone to work the county office in the refuse department in Public Works, and so I applied and I got the job. So I was able to spend some time in a nice heated office and contribute my contribution to Cooke City, Montana. Hey, want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day, and if you live in Cooke City, Montana, Merry Christmas. The whole town, the power is out in the whole town. We're getting about, I don't know, who knows, maybe 2 feet of snow. Who knows how much snow we're going to have. But anyway, yeah, happy Memorial Day. Merry Christmas to those who live in Montana. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, so since June 2022, we've not been able to go through the northeast entrance of Yellowstone. And so today is the first day that they allow traffic through the northeast entrance. So I'm going to show you some flood damage. I'm also going to show you what they fixed firsthand so you can see it as I'm driving down the northeast entrance road, which was completely obliterated in some spots. They closed down all the roads November 1st. However, you're going to still be able to come through the north entrance and come up to Cooke City through the northeast entrance all year round. So it's a beautiful day. I got my Cooke City stickers up here. So what I just showed you, that is what used to be the picnic area out here. It was completely destroyed with the flood, and the two sections is where Soda Butte came in and completely wiped out the road. So we're driving along Soda Butte. We have not reached Lamar Valley yet. This is still within just 6 miles of the northeast entrance, and you know, you can just see all the debris that's back here. You know, it is devastating to see. This is the first time I've seen just exactly how much damage there was back here. But what happened to Pebble Creek Campground, for people that are gonna think they're gonna make reservations in the next few years at Pebble Creek, I got some sad news for you. Pebble Creek is gone, and the damage out here it's extensive, and it's catastrophic. So this is Pebble Creek Campground is now a staging area for fuel, trucks, heavy equipment, and this is kind of where all the construction guys have been working. The Pebble Creek Bridge is going to have to be redone at some point in time, I would think, but it's a mess. Look at this. All right.
You can go up.
Now that particular summer, we literally had 2 black bears knock on our front door, which is always fun. Of course, we can't forget the pine marten that was living in the garage. That was always giving me dirty looks every time I walked in. This, my friends, is $700 worth of groceries getting ready for winter. And this winter, we are a little bit more prepared as I cut wood all fall to get ready for winter. Each day in winter in Cooke City is just about every day. In fact, you kind of lose track of time. You don't know if it's Monday, Friday, Sunday, or Tuesday. It's the same thing every day. And really, in the wintertime, there's only about 30 of us that live in Cooke City full-time in the winter. We have a lot of snowmobilers and a lot of tourists that come through and play, but there's not that much open. Shoveling snow is not only a daily requirement, sometimes you're doing it 3 or 4 times a day just to get out of your driveway and just to be able to take the garbage out. It is a routine for sure. The amount of hiking and backpacking Ariane did in the summer of 2023 was epic. She hiked just about every square inch of Yellowstone National Park and beyond. We even rented some razors and just went out one day and just did every single OHV road that you can think of. Yeah, we had a blast. It was so much fun, and the adventure that you have coming out to Cooke, I mean, you're never going to be bored in the summertime for sure. There's just absolutely so much to do, and not only is it that, but it's just beautiful at the same time. Yep, there's our neighborhood bison again. Cooke City is a strange place. You always have people to talk to and people to hang out with. You make really good friends and you really create some good bonds. And you really never know who's going to come visit you in the county building, but it's always a pleasure to see them. Believe it or not, this is spring in Cooke City. This is Ariane trying to find the propane tank that we actually had to dig out to find the nozzle to turn on the propane to heat the building. This is Ariane getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see a grizzly bear pull a bison carcass out of a frozen lake. That's the cool thing about Yellowstone National Park, is that springtime means a whole lot of bear and a whole lot of wildlife.
Where are you going? Hey, little guy. Is your friend behind me?
Oh my God. Oh,
I'm so happy.
Oh, that is so
Cool. Soon we had some big decisions to make. Were we going to spend yet another winter in Cooke City and in Yellowstone? Our hearts wanted to, but it just wasn't going to work out as far as logistics. We had to get to Arizona for some personal reasons, and spending a whole nother winter up in Yellowstone and in Cooke just weren't in the cards. So we made plans to go down to Arizona and spend the winter down there. All in all, we spent 3 summers and 2 full winters in Cooke City, Montana, right next door to Yellowstone. I don't know what's in the future for us. We don't really plan, we just kind of go do, and we see where that falls. I will say this though, our adventure is far, far from over.
So right now what we're doing, this land is so off the grid. We are literally going to measure from what marker to where the beginning of our property would be, and it's not easy. There's a lot of surveying, maps. We are literally going to hand measure this with a wheel and looking at maps. This is so remote up here that if you don't do your due diligence, you're probably going to get burnt. And so that's what we're doing today. I've got my friend is very well, he does this all the time. So I trust the process. We're going to find, if we don't find it, that would be a red flag. So we are way up in the high desert of Arizona. You can just see around me all the beautiful trees. The pinyon pine and the high juniper.